Baby, the CIA could not waterboard me to get on the internet and tell y'all I paid 10K for a man. Because oh my God, greetings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tenicka. In case you are new here, my channel focuses on fashion, travel, and beauty. In today's video, I'm going to be yapping. I just filmed an entire makeup video in slow motion. Oh my God. Today's video, I'm yapping. I'm just going to say what I was saying really quickly because I do need to run. Get into the hair. Okay, I did my own little sew-in because I'm probably going to be getting some braids shortly, but right now I just have my sew-in because I'm going to be traveling not this month, but later on next month. So let's talk about it. What has been on my mind is this conversation with this woman who spent $10,000 on a dating coach. My God, today, let's talk about it. Okay, here's the thing. I personally, it's no shade. I personally, when I first heard it, I heard it through the rumor mill. So people were making it seem like she paid for a dating, like a matchmaker. She did not pay for a matchmaker. There was no guarantee of a man at the end of the rainbow, okay? She paid for a dating coach. So a dating coach is helping her navigate her dating experience. Now, I personally, the way I saw it when it came on TikTok, she seemed like she was trying to sell something. So it was part of a very catchy hook. Now, I usually try to stay out of single people's business. My God, today. But she invited me into her business when she did that and said that. I'm not going to lie. But it was very clear to me that she was selling something. That she used that as a hook. And she used that to get the people going. And the people got going. Here's the thing. It is, first of all, the person that she uses is a guy named Anwar. I think he has about 500,000 followers, maybe more over on TikTok. He says all these witty, catchy things about dating. He seems to specialize in professional women of color and helping them navigate the dating scene. I went on his website, honey, because I'm very, very nosy, girl. So I went on that website and it's very clear that $10,000 is on the higher end of what he offers. He offers stuff for like $100-something, a consultant call and all this. I don't know how many women on the internet that have gone through his $10,000 service. Also, what that black queer man charges for his services is what he charges. Like, if you don't got it, you don't got it. Do you understand? That's how it's hard to have these conversations across class on the internet. Because $10,000 for a professional black woman of a certain age, this woman specifically, probably isn't a lot of money. But for some people, the average person who may not have $10,000, and they might have $10,000 worth of student loans that they've been struggling to pay off for years. They might have $10,000 left on their house, right? You don't know. It's hard to have a conversation with the whole internet when you don't know what $10,000 means to the person receiving it. And so ultimately, yes, you're going to have people, $10,000, I could have spent $10,000 on a trip to Mexico. Girl, $10,000 on a trip to Mexico is crazy, nasty work. You're going from New York City to Mexico, that's about less than $200. I know there's some expensive hotels in Mexico, but girl, it's Mexico. You could spend that somewhere else. You can be in the Maldives for 10K. Come over here. I'll teach you how to get some trips for less than 10K. 10K to Mexico? There's no world where you should be spending more than a week in Mexico unless you're learning Spanish and studying abroad. But I digress. But that is why having these conversations online is really tricky, because you're talking to people who, whatever amount you say is going to be too much for them. I think those people, you need to exit the conversation because clearly you're not the target audience. Like when my board members at a previous role that I used to work in, they came to the board meeting arguing about $70 million. A $70 million penthouse that they were arguing over. They were in a bidding war and they saw each other at the board meeting and they were beefed out arguing with one another. See, me, I didn't weigh in. Why? Because I'm not $70 million fish. I could be. It's very aspirational. But you get what I mean? Like, that's not, I'm not engaged in that conversation. I'm going to hit unsubscribe. I'm going to hit not interested. I don't get it. Right? And so I'm not saying that 10K is so above most people's heads that they don't understand. But in some regard, you have to know that you are triggered by the 10K. You are triggered by the 10K and the 10K alone. Okay? There are some people that are triggered by the 10K. Okay? Now. Then there are some people that were triggered by the 10K for no man. There were some people who were triggered by the 10K for no man, right? Because in their minds, they're like, why would you pay 10K for a dating coach when you can pay 10K for a matchmaking service, which is very well documented in a lot of communities, many communities, especially at a certain tax bracket, when you're spending 70, 80 hours a week at work, when your social environment may not preclude you mating. You know, you may have some very specific dating standards that you want to adhere to. A lot of professional black women who make up the bulk of my, like, friend circle, some of my friends are single. And, you know, a lot of times the man that they're looking for doesn't exist, but it's no shade. But a lot of times the man that they're looking for doesn't exist in the professional spaces that they're in, right? And we know so many reasons why. Systemic reasons, institutional reasons, you know, lack of college readiness, lack of college access. There's so many things. But there's still the overwhelming majority. I can only speak anecdotally from my friend group. Professional black women are still trying to procure a professional black man. They want a man that is black, that has all the things that they have. Right? No, regardless of the systemic reasons why they can't find them in their day-to-day life. That's just what that's what they want. And who are we, those of us who are partnered, to tell them they can't necessarily have that? And who are we, those of us that are partnered, to tell them that they can't have that at the grocery store or walking down the street or on Hinge or through and with the help of a dating coach or through a matchmaker? Like, that's not my business. That's not my place. Right? But like, that is what I know that is what they're looking for, right? That is what they're looking for. Some people are opening up to what nationality that man is, where on the globe that man is. Some people are opening up to the race of that man. Some people are willing to not open up for the race, but they're opening up for the economic standard. That is not this channel. That is a hard no for me. But the girls are opening up, okay? The girls are opening up. Get a prenup. But the girls are opening up. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of unfair for us as an audience to tell women what they should and shouldn't do. I commented on threads and said, like, we should give this woman more grace. Like, people are just dragging a woman. And I really fundamentally believe that. Like, yes, we should decenter men. Yes, we should decenter men. Yes, we should. But also, like, it's kind of rich of people who are married and partnered to say decenter men. Because you don't know what it's like. And you don't know what it's like when you're socialized to want to be partnered. When your spiritual awakening and your spiritual clarity surrounds this idea of being partnered, right? Like that is a part of your spiritual and cultural and social identity. Right? And then society is berating you because you've reached a certain age and they're telling you that you are not lovable and likable and accessible and you fat and your hair is natural and you make too much this and no man wants you because you talk back and you're articulate and God forbid you're educated and this and that and that. You know, it's just so much noise, right? And so I just want to be mindful of that. Another thing is, a lot of the people who are also saying decenter men and why would you pay that much and God forbid, many of them don't have it. And we talked about that. Okay. The girls don't have it. This is above them. Okay. But there are some girls who do have it. And some of those girls are young. They're in their early 20s or late 20s, you know, early 30s. And they're like, girl, you could be spending that on tennis lessons. And you can go to Seychelles and you can do this. And girl, it's rich coming from you too. You got a Coke bottle shape. You're 29, living in Brooklyn. You got a date every other weekend. You and her are not the same. You and her are not the same. You are at a different level on the beauty hierarchy. You are a different age bracket. Like, I know you see similarities, and decenter men is really important for women and girls. To me, it is a socialization process. It is a socialization process, right? And some women prefer to decenter men next to a man. Amen. Some women are like, yeah, decenter men, while I'm snuggled up next to my man, right? And so you have to just, like, you are also not the audience. Yes, you can learn from this. You can take from this. You can say what you won't do if you weren't in that situation. Totally get it, got it, good. But like, girl, you weighing in a heavy way and you doing think pieces, and it's just like, girl, that is just to me, that's just so unfair. It's so unfair because it's part of a dog piling on this woman that is it's incredibly unfair. She is coming on the internet being vulnerable. See, me, I would never do that. Baby, the CIA could not waterboard me to get on the internet and tell y'all I paid $10K for a man. Because see, it doesn't matter what I can afford. I know what the average person may think and say. And I don't need that type of energy in my life. I don't have to be that vulnerable on the internet. But I think she's that vulnerable because in my mind, she's selling something. Now, some people are saying $10K and you're just engaged. I'm a little bit in that camp. It's no shade. And the reason why I'm in that camp is because y'all, there is nothing I cannot stand. I can absolutely not take when the girls are 38, 39, 40, whatever, a big age, okay? A professional, lovely, wonderful, amazing, incredible peak of a life, right? With the resources and the beauty and the this and the that. And then they get engaged, and then all of a sudden, they're commodifying their experience. Capitalism just grabbed them and told them to sell an ebook. That now they have to sell us an ebook, and now we have to get courses, and now we have to download their step-by-step guide. Girl, what worked for you, work for you. What worked for you, work for you. Why are we always trying to tell somebody Sierra's prayer? And why are we all like, there is no secret sauce. There isn't. Right? And so I actually respect Anwar's business a little bit more because it sounds like he's doing individual coaching. I can respect that more than this idea of like, oh, willy-nilly, whatever goes. Let's just sell what happened to me. Girl, you can be in any part of the world, any part of the country, and your experience is going to be fundamentally different than the next woman. And we just have to be honest about that. Okay? Now, there is another camp of people that are saying, it's $10K, but is he telling you something that's more unique than, or is more tailored than what you can't get off the internet? Like, is it something unique? Is it something just groundbreaking? Is it something worth the $10K? I don't know that. I think that's a solid critique. But in that same bucket, the way that Black women have been getting on the internet in the past 10 years, in Essence magazine, even when I was a child, to be honest, talking about the vulnerabilities and the challenges of finding partners that are equally yoked, that are emotionally intelligent, that have the skills and characteristics that we've been socialized to like and admire, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Women have been really vulnerable online. The challenge is, with that vulnerability comes vultures. And now there is an entire sea of people, coaches and, Kevin Samuels and Derek Jacksons and like all these people who are preying on Black women's vulnerabilities and constantly feeding us, this confirmation bias that we have internalized that there's something wrong with us. Now, I think that, to me, is a deeper conversation. We are constantly being fed that there is something wrong with us. There is no bigger and better project for a Black woman than ourselves. We're going to go take the yoga. We're going to do the Pilates. We're going to go get the master's degree. We're going to go get the bachelor's degree. We're going to go get the certificate. We're going to eat, pray, love in Bali. We're going to go to Thailand. We're going to do all the things. We're going to get the skincare regimen. We're going to go see the dermatologist. We're going to go to the therapist. We are going to constantly prioritize and glow up and do this and do that and do this. And I just think it is predatory. I think that some of this is predatory. I don't think that what he's doing is predatory. I looked on his website. I think that most people were just sticker shock. What he charges is what he charges. That's his business. But I do think it opens up the door, and it was triggering for me because I am so tired of this idea that there's something inherently wrong with professional, educated black women in our 30s and 40s and even beyond, and that we need tweaking. And that we need spiritual guidance, and that we need to work on ourselves, and we need to do this, and we need to do that, and we need to... I'm just tired of it. Even from other black women. There was a woman in my comment section saying her problem was she didn't want to wait on God. Baby, Christianity is going to kick y'all in the head every time. That is the solution for y'all for everything. Some people are really practical. Some people are really into task rabbiting a situation. Some people are really into project managing even their love life. Just because that's not your experience, that's another thing. But like talking bad about a woman for doing that, I just think it's too much. We are dogpiling. To me, I am sensitive when a black woman comes on the internet and says that she is doing something because I know all the backlash that she's going to get. Do I think it was the smartest thing? No. Hello. I mean, I don't personally know, okay? But also, that's not my hill to die on. It's very rich coming from me. I'm married. I don't have to deal with some of the things that she may have to deal with, right? And so that's not my cross to bear. And that's not my role to critique her in that way, especially in a deeply public way, and to make think pieces and to do this and the TikTok. And people are just dogpiling this woman. It's just like, give the lady grace, guys. That is her money. Come on, guys. Come on. You know what I mean? But I do think it just to me, it just triggers other conversations around our specific vulnerabilities as black women and the people that continue to prey on us because they believe that the most important thing in our lives is a partner, rather than seeing it as something that would be a good addition and something that is nice to have. And right, like they are literally preying on our vulnerabilities and they're promising results. And I would like to see the results. Like, I don't know a single agency, matchmaking firm that is guaranteeing a black woman a 6 foot emotionally intelligent black man, 40 years old, no kids, never been married. Not queer. Financially stable. 6 figures. For 10K, that needs to be the pot at the end of the rainbow. He needs to be fully, the psychic valve needs to have happened. It needs to have happened. He needs to be cut and ready and pasted, and we need to replicate this over and over again to get the girls what they want. But I've not seen it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I know some people who specialize in the Nigerian diaspora. I know some people who specialize in the Ghanaian diaspora. To me, that's fundamentally different. A lot of, those men, even first generation in America, they're socialized around marriage. They're socialized around caregiving. They're socialized around financial fidelity. There's a number of different things that a lot of black Americans, I wouldn't say a lot, but I think there's a segment of the black American population that's particularly physically attractive to many black American men that are not socialized around the things that black women were socialized around, which is marriage, financial fidelity, like let's go travel, let's go do that. I don't think it's to the fault. It's their fault, right? Like there's this conversation around black men in college and black men not going to college and all these things. I think there are systemic reasons and institutional reasons why that is not happening. Yeah, some men are choosing, some boys are actively choosing to not go to college, but I think they were socialized to not do that, right? And so that's a wider and more probably academically rich conversation. But I think we find ourselves at a mismatch at our big age for a reason. I don't think it's like happenstance. It is, in a lot of ways, it is systemic, right? Like that's just what it is. And so I'm mindful of that. Like, I'm really, really mindful of that. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents. Hello. I just wanted to add my 2 cents. That's really, really it. Okay. I just want to touch on it and go. I know the girls are dragging the girl, and people have a lot to say, and people are saying, oh, you don't have a right to tell us we can't weigh in. I'm just saying go easy. I'm just saying go easy and have a little bit more grace. That's all I'm saying. You know, as black women online who show up publicly, let's just have a little bit more grace. That's my 2 cents. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and also hit the bell notification so that you never miss an upload from me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.